Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as a Caesar. We're playing a little bit of Rome. And let me tell you, all roads lead to your mom's house, because we are making really good progress this game. We are on par, we are on track. We're going to be achieving our objectives very soon. Hey, we met Poland. Or have we already met Poland? I don't even remember. I wasn't keeping track of this game. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to be honest with you, I was just watching a YouTube video. Yeah, believe it or not, I too watch YouTube videos. Let's go ahead and raid the clan. You over here, we do a little chopping. We do a little chopping. That did finish the shipyard, getting us a super huge amount of production in the city. We go ahead and refresh this. Look at that, 21 production per turn. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and get the campus. We can go ahead and develop the city really, really quickly. And I think generally, things are coming along very nicely. Like, we're handling all of our business. We're dealing with all of this barb camp stuff. This guy should get kicked out and a new barb should spawn. A double barb spawn, what the hell? I don't think anything about the Enlightenment changes our build, although that said, what if we plugged in liberalism? I don't even remember what card we had here. Maybe it was the +1 production card. Plugging in liberalism is 6 amenities. Does that make a change? I think we would also want to plug in retainers. And if we plugged in retainers and liberalism and started pulling back all of our units to garrison our cities, I think that could get us to start pushing into a... And you know what? Actually, I think that's what we're going to do, because these man-at-arms have outlived their usefulness. Because melee units are just about to fall off, right? Melee units is just no longer really particularly useful. You can make melee units work, right? But that doesn't mean they're good, okay? Just because you can make something work does not translate into good. And that's a really, really important concept that you need to keep in mind. So we have the Enlightenment. We would like to get to nationalism. Do we need to get to nationalism immediately? We could stop off for mercantilism. Are there any good cards in here? Not really. It would be nice to have mercenaries. Mercenaries is an important piece of technology to get up because it has the resource discount, the international trade, we don't care about that, and the 50% gold discount. So this is how you upgrade your military for a cheaper rate. And I think the goal now is just to rush to fascism if we can, so that we can go blow the world up. And to that end, I feel like nationalism is a good goal. It's like the step before fascism. It's a bit of nationalism, you know? Okay, camp built. I want to buy myself another builder in here. We're about to finish the workshop, which will boost industrialization. We are going to chop here. That'll get the campus going. You're going to shoot and you're going to shoot. You'll clear that camp. I don't know if we want to clear the camp. We might clear the camp. I think it's about time we clear that camp. We want this city location. It's a decent city location. Looks like Norway's settling over here. More power to them. It's Lake Victoria. It's a great lake. I could have decided to sell it, but I decided against it. I just didn't want to do it. Okay, so one of our major objectives will be to get a unit garrisoning every single city that we own, because that's +1 amenity per city. It should project us. Right now we're in neutral amenities, and by neutral I mean every single one of my cities is not getting a penalty or bonus from amenities, and we want to make some changes to that. All right, builder, you have outdone yourself and appeared. Why don't you head over to Duro Cortorum, buy this tile, chop this tile. Didn't mean to do that. Want to finish the university. You come here, chop. Right, university is finished. So I guess we'll chop out a spy and continue to develop the city. You're here for a reason. You head up there. You head there. You head to there. I'm distributing my units now. I think we got a garrison for everyone. I'm looking forward to being able to take all these galleys and upgrade them to caravels and then send them out into the wider world. I think now is about the time we want to do that. We have 4 caravels ready to upgrade. Technically, should we have more? I feel like we should have more. Scroll through the list. We got a sleeping galley over here. Yeah, I need you to get into that city and stay awake. Now we could upgrade them now, but that'd be 1,000 gold. If we wait for the 50% gold upgrading card, it'll be a lot cheaper. Where are you at, you silly little sausage? Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Right, there's mercenaries. Let's go ahead and just quickly plug in I guess we can plug out retainers really quick. We want to keep craftsmen in. We'll plug in professional army. Can I squeeze out a little bit of gold from these guys? I could get 400 gold from... I'll get 200 gold from you. I'll get 300 gold from you. 2 gold from you. Okay, you don't want to play ball, Poland. Poland has been destroyed. They have no army, no gold. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And so with that extra gold, we will go ahead and make caravels, who I'll go and put on auto explore so they can discover the world. I'm sitting on 3 envoys. I think I'm going to hold on to them until I discover more city-states that I want to be suzerain of. Is there a cheap tech that I could grab here to reset? No, we'll be fine. You step here, chop that. You step here, put a farm. This city's doing really, really well. It'll develop very quickly. Like, I mean, consider that we settled the city only a short while ago and it's already 6 pop and like making, 26 production per turn. Very, very powerful stuff. I think we're going to do a similar thing in Brundisium. We'll move Magnus over there and we'll start moving builders in that direction too. We got the library in the capital. Let's get the university. That's another +6 science, as well as some great scientist points. You guys can all now go auto-explore wherever you like. Don't care particularly. They'll all kind of head off in the same direction initially, but they should break up and spread out over time. I'm going to research mercantilism so that I can get retainers plugged back in faster. Another caravel. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So the main thing that we're hoping for, there's the boost towards industrialization. The main thing we're hoping for from this exploration is just to maybe get a little bit of city-states founded. We got the workshop in Puteoli as is expected. Let's go ahead and push our science up because we want to be ahead technologically. We're on par with the AI and we want to kind of push ahead towards tanks really early. You chop there, that'll get the lighthouse faster. We do have a little bit of trade route headroom. I'm going to go through all of my cities and double check that each one of them has a trade route. Yeah, every city that I own has a trade route, which means I can probably start putting a few trade routes into Rome to trade back the other way for production and gold. So we just met Lady Six Guy. She is the final person in the game and she's a science civ and we're ahead of her. So I feel like, dude, we are in such a dominant position. It's actually insane. Pillage for gold and pillage for gold. There's another caravel upgraded. Perfect. Oh, we found Halong Bay. This is probably my favorite natural wonder in the game. I know it's not like that good. Like it's just like it's a pretty standard natural wonder, but I really like it. I can't explain it. Could start maybe looking to take control of Mohenjo-Daro. It'd be nice for the culture. I think I'm more interested in Cahokia for that extra gold. So I'll probably plug in the +2 envoys for the first envoy card. China's still at war with me, which, that's something you got to just be okay with. We got the shipyard in Mediolanum, pumping out an extra 10 production in the city. And then don't forget that it's also able to work these coastal tiles for extra yields now, which is pretty based. We definitely would like to get our universities because we want to be able to... Let me go ahead and count out the turns. Yeah, we can get our universities in a reasonable amount of time and then start working on pre-building things like trebuchets, pre-building things like knights to be turned into tanks. We can start thinking about building up a gold reserve. So there's the settler. I think we're finally going to kill this barb camp in exchange for getting our own thing down. We could go ahead and build a campus. Do we want to build a campus in here? Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. We get the campus in here. We get that little bit of extra science. That'll allow us to push towards the late game nice and quick. So we should start to see the map getting revealed an awful lot more, and we should start to see a lot more city-states appearing. First technology from a new era, there's industrialization. This is a huge moment for our empire for a number of reasons. A, we just unlocked the factory, which is going to give us AoE production. B, we just unlocked the coal power plant, which is going to give us really good production from those high adjacency industrial zones because it gives you bonus production equal to the adjacency production bonus of the district that it's in. And we also just unlocked coal, which in of itself is a high production tile. And now all of my mines give +3 production. So now my mines are just insane. Like, we take a look at a regular old grassland hill. Remember when I was talking about earlier where a regular grassland hill gives you 2 food, 1 production? My grassland hills with a mine on them now give 2 food, 4 production. So my hills are now 4 times better than a standard hill and twice as good as the base hill that you can build, base mine that you can build at the start of the game. Let's go ahead and take a promotion on this guy. Battle cry is fine. So with industrialization, that is going to now start pushing me towards military science, rifling, and refining. So we need to build a coal power plant. Let's kind of have a look at the boosts that we need to do. We need to build forts in our territory. We could definitely do forts. Probably should have done that with my legions at some point, but I never got around to it. Owning 2 trebuchets is something we can definitely do. So instead, I may go for banking gunpowder and castles to delay siege tactics so I can build a couple of trebuchets. 16 turns on this trebuchet and then 14 turns on this trebuchet. So those 2 trebuchets should do the trick. I want to delay metal casting as long as possible so I can pre-build trebuchets. And that's for a very simple reason. So basically, if you want to build a unit, units get exponentially more expensive the longer the game goes on because of the price of them. So like, if we take a moment here and we just take a look at, where's the catapult? Catapult here, right? So the catapult base cost is 120 production, okay? Pretty good, pretty expensive unit, 120 production. And then we go up to the trebuchet. The trebuchet's base cost is 200. Now, if you want to upgrade a catapult to a trebuchet, let me get the actual formula here real quick. Okay, so the formula is the production cost difference between 2 units multiplied by 1.5 plus 10 aligned to the nearest 5. So if we take the trebuchet and the catapult example, right? The trebuchet is 80 production more in cost than the catapult. We take 80, we multiply it by 1.5, which is 120 production. We add 10, which is 130 production. We conform it to 5. It already conforms to 5. So that The cost of upgrading, of building a catapult and upgrading it to a trebuchet is 120 production plus 140-ish gold, right? Gold, when it translates to production, is about 4 gold equals 1 production, to put that in perspective. Where do we get that number from? Because if we were to buy a trebuchet, it costs 4 times its production cost. So we take a look at the trebuchet down here. This trebuchet costs 600 production. Remember, I'm on a higher game speed, so everything is tripled. Normally this would be 800 gold. This would cost me 2,400 gold to buy. But if I wanted to upgrade it from a catapult, let me just quickly do the math because I don't have a catapult. It would be 120 times 3 minus 600. So that'd be 240 multiplied by 1.5. Plus 10, conform to 5. It would be 350 gold to upgrade a catapult to a trebuchet. So that's why it's so important to do what we call pre-building. That is, for example, if I want to attack someone with tanks, rather than like teching up the tanks and then building them, instead what I should do is I should build up a gold reserve and then start building something like a cuirassier. Or even, if you expend all of your strategic resources, you can do like crazy stuff where you buy heavy chariots. Those are 65 production cost. So you can super efficiently upgrade units into tanks, and tanks are a really, really good target for this because tanks are high mobility. They only require a little bit of strategic resources, like 1 oil to build a tank, and then you can like conquer more oil while your reserves bleed down. There's so many advantages to using tanks, and like they're fast, they're strong, etc. They're hard to counter. The units that counter them are slow. So we're gonna go ahead and start spying with this spy. Ideally, I would have liked to have leveled them up stealing that. I'm trying to think, what mission can I do that has a reasonable success chance? We really don't have much knowledge of the world. I'll tell you what, I'm going to send him to China. Oh, China's really well defended. 37% chance to steal. I'm going to send him to Lublin to start maybe trying to foment unrest and steal tech boosts. So the city of Duro Cortorum is basically completed, and what I mean by that is it's built everything that it needs to build at the moment. So we just go ahead and start building empire-wide infrastructure. Brundisium is a different story. Buy the shipyard. We need to like get the monument and granary in here. No wonder the borders are expanding so slow. So rather than buying tiles, I'll buy the monument because that'll speed up the rate at which the borders expand. We will disperse this clan, getting us 3 era score and a boost. What do you mean danger? Because you're at war with Ayutthaya. You're dumb. A lot of tribal villages around the map. All right, let's go ahead and settle the city. Welcome. +1 era score from settling within 2 tiles of a volcano. This city will immediately get to work on a harbour. We need to get some builders down here too. I guess I do have the faith to faith purchase builders, although I think I would rather gold purchase builders and then faith purchase extra settlers to send out to these 2 extra settlement locations that I identified. Now, does every city have a garrison? Garrison. So in 3 turns, we should be able to switch over to the garrison card. And that'll mean a lot of really nice things for us. Should start to see that amenity start to push into the happy territory. Ooh, barbs have appeared over here. I need to rally the troops. Let's get these crossbows moving that way. Bring the Great General over here to give them a little bit of extra movement. Brilliant. We got the shipyard in Ravenna. This is now a 40 production city, 8 of which is coming from the shipyard. The rest is coming from these amazing tiles that we have control of. So my plan was to build a theatre square in here, and I think I will. And the reason I want the theatre square is because the extra culture will get me not only to nationalism sooner, but also fascism. The reason we want to get fascism is because fascism gives you +5 combat strength on all of your units and a 50% production boost towards units. So you can sustain your army much easier on fascism than in any other government type. You can do military adventures in the other government types, but fascism is just like the best at it. Okay, we have unlocked mercantilism. I don't think there's anything particular. Well, a triangular trade is quite good for us, but more importantly, what we want to do is we want to rechange our government here. We're going to drop professional army because we're not planning on upgrading anyone. We will take the extra 11 amenities. Now, triangular trade is a really good card for us to plug in. However, it technically gives us more gold than naval infrastructure. However, we're getting production from naval infrastructure as well. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Getting triangular trade. I really want it. I want it so bad. It's so much gold and faith. It's so good. It's so good, but I don't think I can justify it. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and plug in Diplomatic League. I'll plug in Diplomatic League. So the first envoy I send to each city-state counts as 2 envoys, and then I can come down here through the list, and every city-state that I haven't influenced, well, I'll probably focus on the ones that aren't at war with me, I think. We can start to build our relationship with them. I definitely want to start building a relationship with Kandy and Cahokia, so maybe I'll do like this. Ooh, Nanmadol would be amazing to take suzerainty of. We could take suzerainty of Nanmadol right now, but I think I would rather spend the envoys efficiently. So we just got 2 envoys in all those cities. Boom, boom, boom. Ton of envoys being spent out, and we should be getting 2 more envoys in like a turn. We could spend those and start to make decisions. Let's go for nationalism. We need that nationalism. Gets us an extra spy, gets us extra yields, extra good stuff. So I'm thinking about the city of La Venta. The hell am I building in here? I don't think this is the type of city that I can afford to build a bath in. It just doesn't have a good bath location. It is quite far from where the Colosseum is, so this might be a good candidate for an entertainment complex, actually. Like if we think about that. Also, just want to point out, this is an 8-city industrial zone, so we need to get the factory in here ASAP. Factory and coal power plant. This is less important, but this one is super good. Let me do some tile counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this, yeah, you know what? I like it. I like it as an idea. I like it as a play. We go for the entertainment complex here because that'll hit quite a few nearby cities that aren't being hit by this entertainment complex over here. And so in the mid to late game, this will provide us with a lot of amenities, and amenities are really important, especially because we'll be at war a lot. So there's a potential for some war weariness to get locked in. Now we do have ways to mitigate war weariness, but it is something that I think we're going to want to be considering. There's banking. We are going to want to build our banks. We get like 9 gold per bank right now, and that's an awful lot of gold per turn. We're sitting on another 2 envoys. We could spread these out among these 2, which I think is a totally reasonable thing to do. So that we just maximize the total amount of envoys we have on the map, which should maximize the total amount of value we're getting from them. Now, that said, there probably are like if I took suzerainty of Nan Madol here, it would give me a massive boost to my culture. So I think that's what we are going to be focusing on. In fact, I'm actually going to delay nationalism to get opera and ballet just so I can fight for suzerainty of Nan Madol, because +2 culture from districts next to coast or lake tiles is insane for me. Like if we look at coast, district, coast, Rome, if we do that search, oh, maybe that's not what I need to search for. There's a way to do this. I guess we just do district Rome, right? And we could do like a rough count. Like look at all these districts here that are adjacent to coast. Look at all these districts here. There's a couple here. There's a couple around here. There's a couple here. And you could just see, man, we would get so much culture from that. So I absolutely need to get control of Nan Madol. It should be, actually, I should have taken control of it. I shouldn't have spaced them out. I was trying to maximize the value for my envoys and then be able to switch, but it was just a mistake. I'm sitting on 1,000 gold. Let's buy ourselves another builder. We'll faith purchase ourselves another settler. Can we do mutual open borders, please? My ships would like to explore your lands. So I got mutual open borders with Lady Six Guy. I could also get a friendship with her. She's probably not a bad target for a friendship, honestly. Send her an embassy. Send an embassy to you. Can't do a friendship with you. Don't have enough gold to send an embassy to Norway. That's fine. Taking a look at the city of Arpinum. Libraries would get us to the tech that we need faster. And I think I need to start saving gold. So I would need about 6,000 gold. Nay, that's like 8,000 gold. I would need close to 8,000 gold for my stuff. People will buy coal and niter. I think we just start selling off resources to try and stock up gold. All right, nothing there for those. What about Diplo favor? Any buyers? Oh, Maya is a big Diplo buyer. She's the Diplo whale, dude. So there's another healthy 2,600 gold in the bank. We'll save that up for the factory. We would also like to buy the coal power plant. That's a 16 production coal power plant. My entire economy needs to be geared towards achieving that goal. And to that end, we'll go ahead and blast out another one of those pillages. Right, so do I chop this rainforest or do I put a lumber mill on it? If I'm thinking about the total value return on this, 200 food, 200 production, or I could have a 2-3 tile, which is equivalent to another mine. I think we take the equivalent to another mine tile. Let me give this back to you and then refresh you. Why are you working this crap? Work this, please. So sometimes if your cities are being a little bit disagreeable about what tiles they should work, you can go ahead and force them onto production and food, and that way they'll always maximize both their growth and production. And this is like what I would consider to be a pretty reasonable thing to do in most circumstances. You should be micromanaging your cities, at least to some extent. I think that's one of the things that like holds me back as a player, and I think holds back a lot of other players too, is just the unwillingness to micromanage the citizens of your cities, like the actual tiles that you're working. And I think you become a lot better of a player when you start doing that a little bit more judiciously. So Duro Kotorum could build an industrial zone here and go for that. We don't really have a good place for an encampment, is my problem here. I would have to kill a farm triangle or a mine, which I really don't want to do. We don't have any particularly interesting wonders for us to build. We don't have any particularly interesting units to build. I guess I could start pre-building trebuchets in here. These would be unboosted trebuchets. They would be built in cities that don't have a stable and an armory, which are the best place to build them. But it's not the end of the world. I think pre-building is the right choice here. Setting up our empire for success later down the line is never a bad move. Okay, so we found the Lakes of Unyanga, which is a 2-tile natural wonder, provides fresh water, yields +2 food, +2 culture, and +1 gold and +1 food to adjacent tiles. Very nice. It's like a little oasis. That's very cool. I like that. Cool natural wonder. Honestly, I should maybe start looking into using a few more mods. Okay, now we're looking at the city of Arpinum. What is the adjacency on the coal power plant? So there's a few things that we need to build. We need to start pre-building units. And this is a perfect city to do it because we do have an encampment here, which means that the units that are pre-built here will get a bonus to their experience because the buildings that we have in here, the stable and the armory, that will be a 50% experience boost for these units, which means they level up, they become more powerful, they get stronger, all that sort of jazz. That is not a bad decision. We could also go for a little bit more science. Let me have a little count of the number of turns here. If I went for the factory and coal power plant, I could start cranking units, but it would take a long time for these to pay off. We're talking an extra 10 production. It's a huge boost, but is it worth it rather than just starting to pre-build units right now? That's the really tough decision. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just start pre-building trebuchets to be turned into artillery later. You have to consider that like pre-building units is a bit like, I don't know, building a campus or building a mine or something, right? It actually pays off in a really big way later on down the road. Let's go ahead and pop down a settler, boosh. +3 era score for being near Paiti. And then we'll go ahead and move a trader to Hispalis. We also want to get a settler down here. I lost suzerainty of Cinguetti, which I do not like. Nay, I did not lose suzerainty. I lost a majority religion. That's actually somehow more infuriating. So I think I need to find somewhere to build a holy site so I can have a bit more control over my religion. Losing a majority religion just completely tanked my faith per turn. Who even converted me? Who the hell owns Buddhism? Mongolia, what are you doing? Dude, you don't just send like at least convert me fully, dude. Jesus. None of this half convert me bullshit. So I don't know if we're going to build a harbor in the city. We do need to plan out the city of Hispalis. Honestly, this is my holy site city, I think. I've got a +5 holy site right here. Ooh, nobody built Petra. Ooh, nobody built Petra? Reassign to Hispalis Magnus so that we get the chopping bonus. And then immediately begin a Petra on this tile. I hate that I had to spend gold for that because I'm trying to save gold for my coal power plants and stuff like that. Speaking of coal, how much coal am I making per turn? 3 per turn. So I must have found at least one source of coal. Yeah, I got a coal over here. And then other than that, we're going to have to conquer the rest of our coal. There's a little bit of coal down here we could maybe grab. But again, I'm not getting the faith for that anymore. So annoying as hell. Right, there's gunpowder giving us +1 production on our quarries, as well as access to the musketmen. We don't need to build musketmen, so I probably won't be doing that. I'm going to position a couple of crossbowmen on these 2 tiles so that they can bombard that camp. Send this trader to Rome. Perfect. 4 food, 4 production, bringing that down to 130 turns. We managed to circumnavigate the Earth, getting us +3 era score. We were not the first person to do it, so we did only get +3. We can get another great admiral. He will give me a free copy of a luxury resource on this tile in my capital city, so I could go snatch up a luxury from over here that I don't have access to. I think I'm missing access to pearls. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, I don't think I have pearls yet. There's a way for me to check, and I don't remember how. It is here. Yeah, I've got no pearls. So I think pearls is probably the best one to pick up, or amber. So if there's amber, because I can get access to pearls with a settler, but amber might be a little bit more difficult. Nope, man, I just actually don't have a lot of luxuries. There's so many luxuries around here. That's crazy. I need to go settle this stuff. Yeah, you may as well go grab me a pearl. Please, 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 please. Purchase luxuries. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm buying other people's luxuries. That should start to push us now into happiness. And happiness is important, like a 10% boost to yields. Again, I talk about this an awful lot lately, but I super underestimated how good amenities were for a very long time. I kind of slept on them. University completed in Mediolanum, giving us a nice science boost. We're up to 19 science per turn. I think the thing now to build, we've got 3 districts. We could place a 4th. I don't think we need a 4th. You could argue for a theatre square for the little bit of extra culture, but I think we're starting to hit our stride. I mean, the culture would be really, really, really nice. Oh, man. Ooh, do I really want that culture? I really do. I really do. But I think I want to start developing stables and armories so I can start to develop my military. We got Ravenna's up, so we can go ahead and start on an amphitheatre. Oh, feck, you know what? The culture is so strong, and it's only 10 turns for a theatre square. Do we have a good theatre square location? Not really, but that doesn't matter. I need that culture. Every lick of culture I can get gets me closer to the goal of fascism. So we want to avoid unlocking metal casting. We want to head to military science first, and then we're going to want to try to spend our niter as much as possible to avoid building bombards when we don't want to. Boom, there's the free copy of the luxury. We're now 6 of our cities are now in the happy phase. God, I keep getting interrupted while I'm trying to talk about this. So we have 6 happy cities, 7 happy cities, giving us a really, really nice status. That should lead to good things for us. There's a trebuchet, perfect. I'll start moving them in the general direction of where I want them to go. Now you were building that trebuchet. Let's go ahead and buy the factory. This will give us a huge boost to production. So this factory, if we're trying to evaluate the value of this factory, right, it's plus. Now the important thing to note about factories is that they give their production to every city within 6 tiles of the industrial zone that the factory is built in. So if I go ahead and use this handy dandy city overlap mode, you can see this industrial zone is overlapping 8 cities based on this key. This is a mod. I think it's called More Lenses. It just gives you access to more lenses, right? You could see like, oh, you don't want to do like the way you search for coal. You could just be like, oh, I want to see all strategic resources, and all these red tiles, those are strategic resources. Yes. So city overlap. This coal power plant is providing 8 times 3 production, which is 24 production across my empire. You'd be hard pressed to find a building that gives you as much production as that. Now, in addition to that, when I upgraded this coal power plant, the factory will actually start drawing power, and it'll then provide another 24 production for my empire. So this is like a massive production swing for my empire. Not only am we're going to start now hitting like these late game numbers where money and production starts to go insane. Money is the thing that I'm kind of struggling on. I need to build my banks. I will say that I'm light on money, so I might need to plug in more cards that give me money. Right, we can start chopping Petra. There we go, chop, chop. Bring it down to 40 turns. Almost finished Petra, actually, to be honest with you. That was crazy. He's going to kill my trade route? No. Now, I don't want to spend gold on buying tiles right now because I'm trying to save up for a coal power plant, but chopping out a Petra for 2 food, 2 gold, 1 production and all desert tiles, especially on a city that's surrounded by Paititi. My dude. My guy. You just gotta. Yeah, I think I will hard build that coal power plant. It's gonna be a hard ask to save up the money for that. I'll go monument granary in the city, natural progression, and then we'll kind of look into developing it more later. This is just turned into a classic Potato McWhiskey game, right? Like I got Mausoleum, I got Petra, I got everything that I usually get. There's Angkor Wat as well, +1 population in all current cities and +1 housing in all current cities. So that's a big all upgrade too. Now that will tank our happiness slightly, but that's not the end of the world. So let's get these banks. We need that cash. If we're going to upgrade our armies, we need that cash. Right, crossbowman, blast this guy, and then retake him and heal. I do like that when we research steel, I'm really excited to see just how much money we'll get from these barb camps. I could put Mahaviharas on these tiles, which I guess would add a tiny trickle of science to these too, making them even more poggers, honestly. We got a trebuchet in the capital. I need to think about whether or not I want to get traders. I think if we're thinking about what we want to do here, we're definitely going for maybe a foreign ministry game. Making it cheaper to leverage city-states could be really useful. I have a lot of city-states on my side throughout the map. I kind of wish Grandmaster's Chapel would give you like +1 influence point or something. That would be kind of nice. Sorry, a foreign ministry. The Diplo favor is fine. Foreign ministry is good. Grandmaster's Chapel. I don't really have a secure faith. I mean, intelligence agency is a good pick for this game because it would allow me to spy on more people, to develop my spy network and actually have more diplomatic visibility with people. But I think foreign ministry, with the power of levying and how I'm going to be able to like make use of gold to upgrade units and levy really, really strong units, I think that's what we want to do. Plus, it'll also give me another governor title. Although I don't really have much I need to spend governor titles on. We'll take Piero de Barty. He'll give me 600 gold and +1 envoy. The +1 envoy actually is coming in pretty clutch here, as is the money. I do like the money. So how much money was that actually? 600. So Nan Madal is everything to me. Like literally everything. There's so much culture tied up in this. I built a trebuchet. Do I want to continue to build trebuchets? Yes. It's the most efficient thing for me to build right now. I'll need to start thinking about building knights as well. But if I'm going to do that, I probably want to plug in the knight production card, which I will do very soon. All right, let's buy a builder in Puteoli because they're very cheap. Well, I say cheap. They're a very efficient use of my gold. I wonder if I'm actually going to be able to get off a spy steal before I start killing civs. Spies on... Ooh, I should stop taking friendships. I should stop taking friendships and alliances because I'm going to start killing in the near future. All right, let's get that amphitheater. And then we're going to go for art museums this game, I think. Need that culture. We did find Hattusa. That's nice. I'm not so happy that I spawned like really far on the edge of the map. I would have really liked to spawn to the center. I think I could have done so much work if I was in the center, pillaging those barb camps. Right, we buy this tile in Brundisium, we switch it to Hispalis, and then we chop it to finish the monument, granary and watermill in quick succession. We got the arena in La Venta, so that's giving us extra amenities. We are slowly pushing, well, we're keeping even keel on this. We have the harbour, we have the entertainment complex, we should build the campus. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on an encampment here. I need those great general points, and I need to start getting them soon. We're already up to industrial era great generals, which means that the modern era is next, and I need to have either an industrial or a modern era great general in order to make my play work. So I think encampments at a direction, and we're going to start spamming out. We're in a production crunch. We have really, really good production, but we're in a crunch. This crunch will be alleviated the second that we have this coal power plant, and things will open up a lot more for our empire, like in a huge way. So I also need you to start building knights. Chop here, finish that watermill. So you've got his palace up to a good point now. I think it would be nice to go for a holy site here. It's a +3. It does kill a really cool tile, but I think we have enough cool tiles, and we could just really use the ability to control which religion we have in our empire. Now, Buddhism isn't terrible, because it does give us crusade, which I think would allow us to turn this around and use it on Mongolia later. So yeah, based. Oh, he got in and killed the camp. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. We lose a little bit of our cash flow. Oh well. I'm going to refuse any more alliances, any more friendships. I need to keep that in mind. I'm very forgetful when it comes to that kind of stuff. Amphitheater completed, pushing that culture up to the next level. Do we want to keep pushing the culture up to the next level? I think so. It'll get us mobilization that little bit quicker. We have our coal power plant. So production crisis alleviated. Let's go ahead and switch this tile here. We have to think about several things. Getting encampments is one of them. One of those important things that we need to do. Big old production crunch. I should really start building knights. How close are we? I should start building knights now. Unfortunately, I can't do this. So I'm going to need a couple knight armies, a couple of trebuchet armies, or artillery armies. I need gold, I need all that stuff. I think anytime a production queue is finished, we just continue to build units. Wait, what the hell was that? Did you just see that? Rewind the tape. Bro, what the fuck? Morbus, I want you to go back and find a piece of footage where this Grand Colombian courser was able to step inside the same tile as my man-at-arms and pillage this barb camp. That I didn't imagine that. That literally just happened. It's on the footage in the last minute. He I hit enter, he stepped in, pillaged it, stepped out. What the fuck just happened? What the actual fuck just happened? Anyway, we got the 2 envoys from Opera and Ballet that we wanted, which will allow me to come in here and take control of Nan Madol. Look at this culture, right? 129 culture. I hit this button, boom, 192 culture. Oh my God. I'm going to go ahead and put a point into Cahokia. And I'm like, you know what, dude, can we peace out? I'm tired. Do you want to pay me? No, okay. White peace. I'm done. But apparently Grand Colombia could just break the rules of the game. What the fuck? Very confused about that one. That's odd. Now that might be the oddest thing I've seen. No more friendships, I'm afraid. So we got our foreign ministry in the capital. While I would love to start developing more districts, I think the thing that we need to do, and we all know what it is, it's producing units. Let's grab Victor. I'm going to put him in Arpinum, because if I could get a couple of promotions in him, units will pop out of here with extra production, or extra promotions rather, not production. Dude, I can't believe I just got swindled by the AI like that. That was insane. I'm watching this guy now. I'm watching both these coursers. I don't trust them. Okay. We still have the first envoy card plugged in. Probably a mistake. I should have switched it. I forgot. A lot happens between when you plan something and when a decision needs to be made, so you forget a lot. But another extra point in Hattusa and Taruga will boost our science up to a really healthy number. I think our libraries should be making on the order of 7 science per turn now. 4. That should refresh, I feel. Yeah, 5. Okay, 5 science per turn. Respectable. 7 was maybe an ambitious overshoot. You've completed your civilization's first holy site with a starting adjacency of 3 faith or higher, so we can now start to actually think about what religion do we want to have. The only religion in here is Buddhism, so I think that's what we'll go for. We just want to have a majority religion so that the Chinguetti bonuses trigger, basically. I don't even know can you make inquisitors if you don't own a religion? Is that a thing only people who have a religion can do? Lovely. We have the bank in Ostia. We're going to get started on more knights. No, and stop asking me for friendships. Yes, please do not ask me for friendship anymore, sir. I do not want to be your friend. I love seeing the power map mode. So you see every city that's lit up in green in here, or that is touched by this circle, these cities are getting +6 production, which is like having an extra mine and a half, or an extra 2 mid-game mines. Really, really quite good. So we've actually spent enough iron to where we can start to build heavy chariots to be upgraded. So this is super good for us. There's military science giving us access to the military academy, which gives another 25% combat bonus to all land units, as well as a strategic resource stockpile. More importantly, it allows corps and armies to be trained directly in this city. We're also saving cash now. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and grab a military academy in this city of Arpinum. This is one of our military production hubs, as is Puteoli. And these guys will be producing armies and corps for us. So thinking about our late game, it's probably going to be, we're pushing towards refining to get access to oil. Then we're going to go for artillery, into combustion, and then we're going to beeline to flight so we can get the observation balloon to give our artillery extra range, as well as get access to biplanes and then eventually fighters who can kill units while our artillery and tanks focus on killing cities. So now is the beeline. Is there any reason I have for delaying bombard production? Probably yes. I probably do, but I'm not going to because I want to get to refining ASAP, and we are 5, 24, 35, 50 turns away. New districts built by this player act as culture districts. As culture bombs, I'll vote for that 3 times. And then I would like it, well, how long is this going to last? I don't know. Siege units get extra combat strength. Let's make it an offensive era. So I won both of those. Have I won? I think I've won literally every single World Congress thing. It's kind of nutty, actually. It's quite rare for me to do that. So we're well ahead of the AI on culture, which is really important because that means we're going to hit nationalism, mobilization, and fascism far before the AI hits them, which means we'll have the strongest units. We'll be on par technologically, but because we're ahead on the culture front, our units will be better from a doctrine standpoint. The nice thing about building chariots is even weak cities can participate because they're so damn cheap. Okay, there's metal casting. So that should cause all of the bombards I was building, or all the trebuchets, to be upgraded to the bombards. So it'll be a little bit harder to build up our siege numbers, but we should still be able to. Now the biggest bottleneck we're going to hit here is potential oil. If we do not hit oil, we're going to have to switch into settlers and start looking into a way to find that solution. Something interesting about nationalism, by the way, which we just unlocked. So now we can build an extra spy, but more importantly, we can combine 2 units together into corps and fleets. If we combine a unit together, so if we think about this trebuchet, it is costing me 3 gold per turn, and its combat power is pretty reasonable here, right? Look at that, 33 combat strength versus 37, so it's going to do reasonable. If I take this trebuchet and I combine it together, I go from paying 6 upkeep on 2 different trebuchets, right, to instead, I think it's you pay the base cost plus 1. So instead I'm playing 4 upkeep for a really strong trebuchet. I can't actually show you the combat power, that's annoying. So combining units together is like a really, really important part of the game. Now you don't want to do this if you don't have the actual, if you don't have the economy to build enough units to cover all your tiles. But it is almost always worth it to combine your units together. Now we have nationalism, so we can start to move towards the next phase of our plans, which is mobilization, where we can start turning units into armies. So that's going to be phase 2 of the plan. Phase 3 will be ideology. Phase 4 will be fascism. And that's when the countdown to extinction begins. So when you think about this game in terms of engine building, free ironclad, by the way, that's actually really good for me, getting a free ironclad, because that will boost steel. So if I go ahead and use this guy, boom, I'll get that +2 era score, and it'll boost steel for me. And I also get coal, but I'll just go ahead and delete this guy because I don't need him. I could make use of a navy in this war, but this is going to be primarily a land war, so I don't really want to do that. Also, I want to point out that Grand Columbia somehow managed to pillage this barbarian encampment while my unit was standing on it. So that's like a very strange thing they can do. We have the military academy in Arpinum. Now, while I would like to start producing corps, I think the best thing for me to do is to actually do encampment trainings. I can maybe crack out a few of these, potentially grab myself one of these industrial era great generals. Now, which great generals have already gone? It looks like this is the first industrial era great general, so it would be really, really nice if I could get my hands on one. A cute trick you can do with bananas on jungle, you can actually chop the jungle and then still place the plantation on it, so it loses 1 food per turn, but you still get the ability to chop for tempo. So it's a thing I really, really like doing. You chop the feature, but you keep the resource and then improve the resource. It's like a fun combo. Let's go ahead and plug in public works. We're still developing our empire. We're still buying builders with faith. We'll go ahead and promote Victor with garrison commander and embrasure. This will mean that military units trained in the city will start with a free promotion, and that'll just be a nice, basically all of my units will spawn with a heal in the bank. And the heal is honestly more important than the promotion. And there is the plantation I was talking about. 4 food, 3 production, 2 gold. Very nice. So this would have been a 5 food tile. So I think sacrificing 1 food per turn on this tile to get a really nice chop on it, this is absolutely a sacrifice anyone would be willing to make. It gives you so much tempo. It's honestly a little bit hard trying to juggle building all the units, then also building just enough military infrastructure to be competitive for getting a great general. We are 99 turns away from getting it, but I'm hoping to bring that down to a more reasonable level when we start pumping out encampment trainings. I totally forgot to plug in the cavalry production card again because I'm a forgetful little sausage. It's fine, I'm okay with it. I am just a forgetful guy. Okay, 2 envoys. Nan Madol, we definitely want to take suzerainty of back because that puts us back over 200 culture per turn. We're sitting on an envoy. We have suzerainty of all of these guys. I would like to maybe start improving my relationship with places like Taruga to get that extra tiny little chunk of science. Activate Rap God mode. You guys don't even understand how quickly I can actually talk when I'm truly in the zone. You think I'm talking quickly now? Just wait, dude. I talk like this in person, and all the time people are like, what? Because they don't hear what I say, because I just I'm like a machine gun, okay? I'm just firing out those words like they're going out of fashion, baby. We're starting to amass a very nice army. We're up to over 1,000 combat score. And hopefully this game will be a demonstration, probably the most devastating demonstration of what a timing attack is. Like, and why tanks and artillery are genuinely, like, feared in online play. First encampment training just finished. We got a big old chunk towards Napoleon Bonaparte. We want an industrial era great general, ideally. I'll make do with a modern era one though. Like, either or would be fine by me, I think. It would allow me to achieve my objectives. Either or would. Nice 15 population city, getting me +2 era score. We could be heading into a golden age. If we got a golden age industrial era, that could be kind of scary for other people on the map. There's the boost towards totalitarianism. Nice, we built 3 military academies. I will say this, we have now entered the tedium zone, where you have to micromanage so many units per turn. But it will be massively paid off once we have everyone assembled at the front line. Guarantee you that. We could probably start rolling over him now, actually. I think I'll pull the trigger when I have armies, because that'll mean I can combine more units together and it'll be less micromanagement for me. But yeah, when we have armies, we'll pull the trigger. I swear to God, if I don't find oil after putting this much effort into assembling like the Giga army, I'm gonna be kind of mad. I'll be a little mad, I'm not gonna lie. I've got 2 more envoys to play around with. I could take back suzerainty of Nalanda. I don't think we particularly care about that. I think gold is going to be the thing that fuels my empire, so taking control of Cahokia I think is far more important to me. And that and maintaining control of Nan Madol. So we can get Francis Drake. He will create a privateer and allow me to pillage more effectively. Don't really need him, but I guess I can always use a privateer to run along the coastline and like make a little bit of extra gold running along the coastline. We can also get Filippo Brunelleschi. One question I do have out of curiosity, is the Terracotta Army available? No, sadly it is not. Brewer Valley is, but I don't have anywhere to build it. Sajg. Any really nice wonders I could build? Statue of Liberty, Torre de Belém, Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal comes up a lot. Oddly enough, I could build Mont Saint Michel. Can't say I want to. I think we just build the Taj Mahal real quick with Filippo. Alright, pop that down. Yeah, I don't care. Recruitment of great people. Listen, I'm a great people recruiter, okay? That's what I do. Cute little trick for finishing wonders really quickly is you can put them into the construction queue, then chop them, and then you can take them back out while you work on something else. You can work on multiple things. I think there's a lot of really cool and innovative game mechanics in Civ 6 that I really, really enjoy, and that I would super recommend the developers like keep some of these changes if they ever do like get around to making a Civ 7. There are just certain aspects of the gameplay that are just like really masterful. I think we can... Do we want to keep building units? I think we have enough. We have over 2k combat power. Should I start now focusing on getting gold? Right, I want the city to focus on producing gold, and then we will do encampment training projects, and this is to help fuel our army, because this looks like a lot of gold. Trust me, it's not enough. It is not enough. There's not enough gold to fuel our army. But there's Taj Mahal, which gives you +1 era score for historic moments earned after this wonder is completed if they are usually worth 2 or more. So just more golden ages, honestly. Totally based on what? Based on what? All my friendships are breaking, which was the plan. Rome is now an island. Speaking of islands, there's probably going to be a lot of oil out here, so I'll probably have to start like thinking about settling them. I think I just double ended my turn. I like hit the next turn button on my keyboard as my turn was ending. So there's refining. There's oil. Okay, did we find a source of oil? We found 1 source of oil. It's not enough. Let me tell you right now, 1 source of oil. That ain't going to cut it, Chief. Oil down into Ruga. Okay, we need this oil. We need this oil. We need this oil. We definitely need this. Okay, so that changes things. We're still technically in a monumentality golden age. So purchasing settlers can be done with faith and cheaper with gold. How long would it take to build settlers? I think I have to build settlers. I think I have to buy settlers here. I need... Oh, there's oil here. Okay. Based. Actually, we're fine. We just need a builder. 9 oil is more than enough to sustain the army that we plan here. Provided we find more. Let me just double check that real quick. Are we going to find more? Okay, we might have to actually do this anyway. But it's less critical, right? 1 source of oil, big problem. 3 sources of oil, not so big a problem. Let's get to work on steel, so we can finally start getting this artillery online. I am a gremlin who plays Civ 6. Hide your units, or I'll come for you, pricks. I know this recording is going on for a long time, Morbus. Okay, listen, but I want to get to steel and mobilization so I can like set up my army for the Giga conquest that happens next turn, okay? So just live with it, okay? I apologize. I'm not sorry, but I'm apologizing. To be fair, it's a marathon game. Dude, you guys got so many turns out of me this series. You guys are... I should start charging more. In fact, speaking of, Morbis, encourage the fine viewers to go to my... I don't have a Patreon. Subscribe. Become a member. Pay me money, okay? Super thanks. There's so many different ways you can support the channel. And I know for a fact that there's some of you out there who could spare $2 a month. And you ain't paying it. You ain't paying it. You gotta go down there to underneath the video, click join, $2 a month. That's all I ask. I'm not even asking for 5. Most people are asking for 5. I'm asking for 2. That's $24 a year. For literally, how long is this video? God knows, really long. Probably close to like 50 minutes at this point. That's based on an hour and a half of recording. The world enters the industrial era. Oh dude, we're on the verge. We're on the verge. 2 arms. The universe is aligning. We have 2 arms. We have mobilization. We're about to get steel. The only thing we're missing are tanks, but we can use artillery and cuirassiers as an opener. We don't have to go straight to tanks. Ooh, I would really like to get 50% less grievances here, actually. That would be amazing. I'd be able to conquer the world and no one would care. Oh my God, dude. The stars are actually aligning. We have steel for artillery. We're about to get mobilization for armies. We have 20,000 gold in the bank to upgrade our army. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's not going to be a good day for my enemies. Mobilization has been declared. We can go ahead, completely change our government. We're going to plug in force modernization, levy en masse. This will make it cheaper to upgrade our units and make it cheaper to maintain our units. We're no longer building builders. Naval infrastructure can stay because it's an important part of my economy. Instead, everything is about gold and maintaining momentum. So we're going to plug in logistics so our units can move around much more easily. All right, policies confirmed. We go ahead and switch you out for charismatic leader. Although merging confederation honestly is better at this point. Making 400 gold per turn. And now we can start upgrading. Look at this artillery upgrade. Oh baby, let's start making armies. First army. And the really nice thing about the army thing is it's going to make managing these units way more reasonable. Phase 1 of the plan has been executed. I'm starting to combine all my units together. Now we haven't quite managed to combine everyone together, but we're getting close. Phase 2 of the plan will begin next turn when we start combining even more units together and upgrading. Okay, artillery armies combine. You need to get upgraded into an artillery army. So you need to come through to here. You need to come to here. You need to step that way. You need to step this way. You need to eat you. Can I purchase iron? I need a lot of iron. 3,000 gold for 200 iron. I'll take it. That'll let me start to upgrade some of these cuirassiers. Boom. Look how many armies I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And another army. Another army over here. I've got a bombard in the back line. I think it's about time we declared the war. So, beautiful thing we can do is we can denounce him and then declare the Golden Age War on the same turn. Oh, baby. Oh, his cities don't stand a chance. Oh, he's dead. I don't have enough gold to upgrade all my units. That's fine. The only thing we really lack is a great general. If we had a great general, the good news is we can potentially plug in the raid card soon and start making use of that raid card to start just pumping gold. Big pump. So that's going to be one of our primary objectives with our tanks, is to look for things to pillage. But I tell you what, on the eve of the beginning of my world domination spree, I will leave you guys there. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. I love you all very much. Don't forget to support the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.